Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you understand what you don't understand? Do you even understand what understanding is? Many say understanding is sympathy, not necessarily agreement, but deep connection with someone's feelings. Others say that understanding is good judgment, being able to discern what a person is talking about and what is good in that talk. In the intimate relationship, understanding is critical. If we don't have understanding, we actually don't have a good relationship. That's how important it is, right?
And that is extremely true. In our last video, we talked a lot about emotion and feeling, but without understanding, even the most passionate feelings and the biggest emotions are going to lead to conflict instead of connection.
Absolutely. So what we're really about in our work is helping partners to understand, because in general, men and women in the intimate relationship bring unique perspectives to the love experience, right? So men think and feel how we think and feel, women feel and think how they feel and think. And then we strive to bring that together in this beautiful thing called a relationship. And a lot of times we don't have a lot of understanding. Some of it is, as Nawasha says, we're not able to suspend our perspective to take in the other person's perspective. So a jockeying happens, even in a positive way. A jockeying happens where we have an internal belief that to surrender our perspective is to lose some kind of way. But this is not the case. We need to be able to harmonize, but in order to harmonize, in order to have great communication, we got to have understanding. And so in our premier communication technique, the feel, understand, do, we teach the middle word, understanding, as the bridge between our thoughts and feelings and our actions. And so one of the things that we do, the technique is only 3 minutes long, but the longest part, about 90 seconds, is the understand part, because it's the most critical part for us to actually share our thoughts and feelings, or for us to do something that is significant to create change, to continue on the positive feelings that we have, or to eliminate the negative feelings that we no longer want. We have to understand each other deeply. So this exchange of a sympathetic ear, an empathetic ear to hear what a person is saying, even if we don't agree, and the ability to suspend is the key to intimate understanding.
And that is kind of in two parts. So for you, if you're the one who's talking and the one who wants to be understood, because typically that's why we start talking, is because we really want someone to get us. We want someone to do something. And the only way they're going to do that is if they're understood. If we're the one who's speaking, then we have to be great at connecting with the other person and delivering what we actually want. And what we find a lot of times, you can check yourself for today and this week, how often people say the opposite of what they want, which makes it difficult to understand.
That all the time.
So I recognize when I do it in myself, right? If I don't want something to happen, if I want my child to walk instead of run, do I say walk or do I say don't run? Right? So sometimes as the speaker, we are confusing. And we have to admit that to ourselves. We have to check and see, if I were to turn on my camera on my phone and record myself for 3 minutes talking about something that I'm really passionate about, would I actually walk away understanding what I was talking about? A lot of times the answer is no. We kind of know what we mean, but not all the time, right? Another thing that's really important, besides the speaker being very clear and aiming to be understood by the person who's listening, is for the listener to be a good listener. And that involves, as Masha was saying, suspending yourself for a moment. And what I think is the best way to describe it is being curious. So as a listener, are you curious to what the other person is saying, or are you not trying to understand them? Are you kind of like bailing out of the conversation and leaving it all on them? Are you stealing the conversation? Are you putting yourself in it too much? Are you distracted, right? So many things that can be going on. But the two things that are extremely important for understanding is being clear yourself as a speaker and being an active non-distracted, right? Undistracted, is that the word? Listener.
Yeah, so this is a skill. And this year, our theme for Akoma Day is love skills. In the Black Love School, we're talking about love skills. In Akoma Soul, our premier relationship skills building program, all it's about is the skills that you need to win at love, because many of us don't understand that our intentions are not necessarily the equivalent of our skills, right? So in other words, we mean well. And my favorite term that means nothing is we're good people. We're all good people, right? But that means nothing when it comes to skills, right? So understanding and building understanding is a premier skill that you must have in your intimate relationship. And so we're inviting you to raise your understanding skill. We have a patented technique that you won't be able to find anywhere else in the Feel, Understand, Do 3-minute communication technique that balances the style of male and female and creates the bridge of understanding between the two in a measurable action. So we're inviting you through our soulmate strategy consultation. Come on out, speak with us, right? Well, come on in. Right? You're not coming out, but reach out to us and allow us to introduce this concept to you so you can also verify where you're at, but then you can get a ramp to go to the places that you want to be, because I'm sure that there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be, because we're not learning this skill out there. So we invite you. The link is in the description. We're looking forward to speaking to you. And until that time, we're greeting you in our Indigenous Black culture salutation and saying,
Ni Akoma.
Ni Akoma.